Hi,
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm well tonight. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So let's talk about interracial marriage. How do you
Okay.
feel about it?
Mm.
How do you feel? We can go on to other things, but let's what are
I
your
feel I um in public I would say that every race is equal, but actually it's not. For the past 200 years, it's a concussion, especially the people in the UK, the Europe countries. They have made a great work, like a scientific breakthrough. you know it's I think Europe is the center of the centralization,
Mhm.
but as a Chinese I should be proud of my own culture. As far as the beauty concerns, I believe it's the concoction, like the guys and the girls, they are very handsome and pretty. Even in China, the girl looks like a white girl, that means she is pretty. I just, this is in terms of the beauty. But, interracial marriage in China, we don't have many races. But we have white people. We don't call them white people. Like the people living in Xinjiang, they have been living in Xinjiang, hundreds of years, maybe 1,000 years, yeah, a long time. But they are Islamic. Most of the Chinese people don't want to get married with them.
Of course. Okay, I'm getting it now. I didn't know that. Okay.
But I think, in my opinion, they are very pretty. Some of the girls in Walker, they're very pretty. I'm not familiar with North America, like Canada or United States, but I'm very interested in this topic. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. There are a lot of racist people in the world who think that the races shouldn't be mixed. And beauty's in the eye of the beholder. And even as you said, the girls who look like white girls are the ones who are considered prettiest.
Yeah, yeah. That is
So,
the situation in China. I don't know what happens in other countries.
yeah, no, that's the standard in the world. And it's unfortunate because there are many races that aren't so pretty like that, you know? And where you can see this is in the fashion magazines
Oh,
like Vogue and things like that, because they are trying very hard to incorporate ethnic models into the fashion scene. It's very cool now to be an ethnic model. There's one model who's got who's very dark skinned, but she was born with a lot of white spots on her face. So she's like two colors. And she's very popular now. So, because it's a way of saying, look, we accept everybody. The same thing with queen sized women, which are very big women. But those are just types, they're body types or facial types. They're not really race. I really don't have a problem with any of it. I mean, you want to marry anybody, you should be able to marry anybody you want to. And I know Africa has been having a hard time as a developing country, but and Africa also sold its own people as slaves. So that was a long time ago. But the British were the first to outlaw slavery, and then the Americans. And now it's just a mess. Everything is a mess in America. There are a lot of different factions. factions or parts of things, different sides.
Mm-mm-mm.
I know you know the terms liberal and conservative, right?
Yeah, yeah. Left
Democrat,
and right. Yeah. Left
yeah,
wing.
yeah, right. Everybody's getting farther and farther apart, and it's very scary to watch. But because the black man was a slave and the South fought for slavery, he's been tainted this whole time. It's been hard to accept. Even the famous jazz musicians like Satchmo, who was an abandoned black baby who was raised by a Jewish couple in New Orleans and became one of the world's most famous band leaders and trumpeters. His name was Louis Armstrong.
Oh, Armstrong. Yeah.
No, he and I'm trying to think who some of the other ones. Oh, John Coltrane, the jazz musician.
Mm-hmm.
So all these guys were accepted because they had a rare talent.
Okay.
They were entertainers. But when they traveled, they often were not allowed in white establishments. They had to stay in Negro hotels, drink at the Negro drinking fountain. And that word is no longer used. Negro.
Oh, yeah. That is an insulting word.
Yeah, there's even one that's even more insulting. So, yeah, but it comes from that word. So, there was a point in history when I was sort of young and I had a very conservative relative, and he would say, the only women who marry black men are Jewish women and Swedish women.
Okay.
And I don't know.
He's looking down upon Jewish and Swedish. There is a hidden discrimination towards Jewish people, right, in North America.
There is in some places, not everywhere. The worst place it ever was Germany. There's nothing like that in North America. I don't know what Nancy is telling you, but that's not the situation. That may be her own personal feeling. Now, there's an expression called sotto voce. It's Latin.
So which never heard of this term. I don't.
Sotto voce. It means a very quiet voice, a very soft voice.
Okay.
And most discrimination is done, particularly anti Semitic discrimination, because the Jews are so accepted, is done in a sotto voce manner, sort of secret manner, sort of surreptitious, nothing up front, you know. But I mean, Jews are accepted everywhere now in America.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because they're white, they are concoction. That is
They're not all white.
really.
They're Sephardic Jews.
But that is in Israel. In Israel, there are many races. There, all of them are Jewish. But in North America, I have no idea.
Yeah, well, yeah, that Jewish Palestinian problem is a big deal. But you have the British to thank for that. That part of the world was a British colony.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah.
Mm-mm.
Very confusing. There's a lot of discrimination, a white person against white person in the United States. White people against brown skinned people, Mexican, Spanish, Chinese,
Yeah.
Asian, you know.
Yeah, because of the pandemic, lot of women, Asian women, has been hit by some people in North America. You know that. You know, there
I
are so
didn't
many.
know, I didn't know the pandemic started that.
You know, a lot of people think China is the source, the origin of the virus. Sure, it happens in Wuhan, yeah. But even though there is no pandemic, there are discriminations against Asian or other races. Yeah.
Yeah, Donald Trump made that in particularly apparent.
But in my opinion, Donald Trump is a true man. I have read all of his books. He's I think he's an outstanding person.
Who?
Donald Trump.
You think he's an outstanding person?
Yeah, I've
Uh-huh.
read his books like The Art of the Deal.
Yeah,
And
but
how
those
to
books
think how to think like a billionaire. Yeah.
those books are scams. He didn't even write them. They're ghost written, and the guy who ghost wrote them said he made most of it up. Donald Trump is not a good man. You can admire him for what he's achieved, but he has done it underhandedly. So you're talking about the art of the deal. You know, we had a black president, very nice guy, very smart guy. And
Mm.
Donald Trump started this movement that he was not born in the United States, that he was an Islamic guy, and it was called the birther movement.
I think Obama is a mixed, right? You know, his father is black and his mother is white.
Yeah, right. Still a black man. I mean, yes, he's mixed. He's a I think he's a good guy. I mean, yeah, he's mixed, but your friend Mr. Trump tried to turn that into a terrible thing. Tried to get him impeached, like even before he got to office. There was a very famous philosopher. Can't remember his name. Oh, I think it was Goethe. I think he was German. And he said, if you make a commitment to something, so if you make a commitment to something, a lot of coincidences kick in to help make it happen. I like you. You're smart. You're so much fun to talk to.
I'm not smart. I'm stupid.
I
Yeah.
know. I know. You have the world's lowest self-esteem. You know what that is?
Yeah, I sometimes I put myself down, you know.
Yes, sometimes. Yes, you do sometimes. I think we all do. But I don't, you got to some point let that go. Just say, I am who I am. I don't need to put myself down. I'm doing the best I can. All you have to do, Xing Xing, is believe in yourself and just don't say, I mean, it's okay to say you're an ordinary man, but don't say you're inferior to anyone because maybe some people are smarter than other people and some people are richer, but that doesn't mean that you are not. Anyway, I know you're not rich, but you're pretty smart. And so it's just a matter of believing in that. This is a very Western American concept, I'm telling you now. It's really important.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Just say yes, Reggie.
Yes, Regi.
Okay. Thank you.